New Dungeons and Dragons supplement delivers rant on anti-colonial play, asking players to avoid narrow morality against monster races like gnolls.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is it okay? Does this mean that the new Dungeons and Dragons supplement wants people to go easy on monsters that they're
Oh,
supposed to slay?
I'll get into it. It's been a rough year for D&D players watching their beloved role-playing game of questing fighting monsters turned into a political cudgel and social conditioning tool by the Hasbro Corporation. The 2024 Dungeon Master Guide infamously has incorporated BDSM fetish community practice in the game for safe spaces. And yes, they have. I've covered it in another video, and you can find info on it if you so wish. The 2024 Player's Handbook is filled with imagery of BIPOC, by
Um,
people of color, and female characters. BIPOC makes me think of a fucking Cyclops, and female characters at a margin of more than 5-1 for white male characters, about the direct opposite of the demographic who play the game. So what they're saying is it's mostly white men that play the game, and I don't think any of us can deny that. Sure, there's men, there's women, there's black people, there's gay and straight, there's the whole gamut of players, but the majority is white males. But they're filling it with you know clearly gay dwarfs baking and matching tattoos, and Mexican orcs who are uh bitch bosses. What do you call them?
oh,
Girl bosses.
yeah.
I mean, just look at this image. That should tell you enough. For that matter, how the fuck is that cliff holding that?
Good Lord, man.
That
Jesus.
I don't know what. Damn, there's a kid under that cliff. That ain't a lookout better than that.
Yeah.
Look, look, look at there. The bird's like, oh fuck, I'm out of here, right? The
There's
bird's
a
taking
bunch of
off,
kids under there. There's three.
and then there's this,
I
and
don't
that bird's not
understand.
gonna hold her up either.
No.
Can
No.
you imagine that? I mean, the the boulder falls, splat goes the kids, and then they're gonna have a big Mexican funeral.
There is only so much a cleric can do.
And I say Mexican funeral because, according to D&D, now these are Mexicans. Who's the racist here? Who's the racist? I didn't call orcs Mexicans.
Why? Okay, I
Well,
don't understand.
they're out in public apparently, and they see a family of Mexicans, and they're like, "Them are orcs."
Yeah,
What?
but I don't get why in the world they
They,
would think.
according to them, according to them, that us whiteys thought orcs were blacks.
Since
I did.
when?
I never have. I mean, be honest, I've said that about some Scottish people, but I've never said that about blacks.
But okay, but the thing is orcs are green.
Or, well, apparently not. I mean, I don't know what shade you'd call that. It's uh grayish, but maybe a hint of green.
Well, I mean, in the old books and stuff, they were always a greenish color. You know,
Well,
they were.
I don't know, but I'm not gonna get into that. I don't think it's about skin color. It's about stereotyping, which they are the only ones stereotyping people here.
Yeah,
And while they're stereotyping, they're calling us bigots.
yeah. I don't get it either. It doesn't make any sense.
One D&D race has also had in its entire history removed to get rid of slavery. And then there's the constant push to humanize orcs. One image even portrays the orcs as a family of Mexicans, making for a completely insulting depiction of Latinos in the name of diversity. Okay, They want to be all prideful and it's like our people were slaves and you owe us, and all that kind of thing, right? Which I'm
Yeah.
betting the people's writing this shit probably wasn't the case with them most likely. But let's get past that for a moment. Isn't it kind of wrong for them to dis disavow, acknowledge, whatever, however you want to phrase it, slavery as a whole? Isn't that kind of insulting? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's insulting.
despite the fact that you're taking away from a good storyline and a full, rich, realistic storyline.
Yeah, I mean, it's very
That's kind of like
insulting.
going, that's kind of like going, nobody ever hurt those Jews.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's very
And they're,
insulting.
and they're calling us racist and bigots and sexist.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Then they go on and they put this in their books too, essentially calling Gary Gygax misogynistic and accusing him of cultural appropriation, which isn't that what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing they're doing. They're doing exactly what they're accusing everybody else of doing, and nobody
Someone
else is doing it.
someone even asked Elon Musk to buy Hasbro and save D&D, which I don't think he's going to do, but that would make it interesting now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. I mean, why not? He's got the money to throw around. Put it to some good use.
So now we have something they brought out called the Lazy DM's Forge of Foes, which to me honestly sounds like a lazy title.
Yeah.
And most likely AI art in it. I mean, I can't say that 100% for sure, but they have admitted to and even went so far as to say all their art in the future would be AI, which no one asked for that. No one wants that. We want to appreciate the rich art of the great artist like has come before in D&D and other such prior works.
They're putting artists out of work. That's all they're doing. It's cheaper to get AI to do it than hire artists.
Now a licensed supplement has been released called Forge of Foes, and the Lazy DMs series from Skyflourish has turned into an anti-white rant about colonialism to destroy players' immersion in the game. Mark Kern, aka Grums, has posted to X about the supplement saying, "Do you like lectures in your D&D supplements? Forge of Foes, a 5e book by Sly Flourish." What the fuck kind of name is that? Includes lengthy section of anti-colonialism. Colonialism, I hate that word. I get tripped up on it. Colonialism. That it says is the greatest evil DMs must learn to deal with, and that dealing with it will make the game better. Tips include not all gnolls. Say gnoll bandits are attacking me, not gnolls are attacking. Focus on villainy as a choice, not a trait.
Oh, dear God.
I don't know about anybody else out there, but if I got a group of people of any color attacking me, I'm not gonna go. Uh, if they're black, I won't go. Black bandits are attacking me.
No.
White thugs are attacking me. That's
No.
silly.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, nobody talks like that. Nobody. I don't care where you're from or anything.
Even in this fantasy setting, you know, you get the fight or fight or flight response. You're under attack. You're gonna, I don't know, you're gonna yell help or you're gonna yell a battle cry. Whatever the case, you're not. I can't imagine anyway. Go, gnolls are attacking. And if it's written that way, that's just babyish.
Yeah, I think so
Now,
too.
does that attack what they're trying to say here? I mean, Instead of saying gnolls are attacking, say gnoll bandits. No, I think it I think it nails it all the same. Even if you're speaking in this campy kind of way, you don't take the extra time to say no bandits, not gnolls, no bandits.
I mean, wouldn't it be suffice just as well to say I'm being attacked by bandits or
Yeah,
these motherfucking bandits or something like that? Why would you have to even put the race in there?
no, that's true. I mean, help! I'm under attack. Uh, what they're saying is needless, pointless, insulting. It's kind of like, okay, I don't see a lot of black people out there when they have an issue with a white person going, this white gentleman has blah blah blah,
Yeah.
vice
I
versa. When people have a problem with an argument with a black person, for example, providing they're not getting piled on by 10 of them at a time, uh, they don't usually go, this black man. I mean, any race, it's unrealistic. It's nonsense.
most
It,
of the
it
time,
it's uh counter culture, counter psychology, counter reaction, instinct. It's counter everything. And even if you could train that into somebody, that makes it no less unnatural.
yeah. Most of the time when you're getting attacked by somebody, you say these motherfuckers are attacking me or something. You just these motherfuckers done lost their shit.
Or you might yell, get the fuck off me.
Yeah,
Or you might even be so mad as to go, I'll kill you.
yeah,
But it usually goes something like that. Then, you know, you might throw a slur in with it. But either way, that's just human nature. That's animal nature if they could speak. That's just natural. You
yeah.
can't force psychology on a people. Okay, now let's say for the sake of argument, you can. It's unnatural. And a lot of things has been forced on us as humans, a lot of things we wouldn't normally be doing that we were taught to do.
Yeah, that's true. But
But there comes a time where you draw a line and go, enough is enough. We don't need to lose touch with our animal part because it's there in order for us to survive.
well, they're trying to establish a psychological order, you know, and they're trying to, like you say, do away with human nature. They're trying to rewrite human nature in itself.
And you can't do that. It can be forced upon you. It could be trained into you, but it's unhealthy for one. Uh,
Yeah,
it it severs some of the connections we need for animal side in order to survive.
very true. I
There's
mean,
many so many arguments that could be made, but I don't have the time, and that's the first that comes to mind.
it's like, okay, you say you get this pit bull that's been used for dog fighting and you try to make a pet out of it, and one day it snaps and eats everybody or everything or whatever. It's still got that instinct. You can't get rid of animal instinct, and whether people like to admit it or not, people are animals.
So I believe I've read this part, but it says focus on villainy as a choice, not a biological or cultural imperative. Here's the thing, it's all of the above. It's a choice. Villainy is a choice, but it is also in your DNA, it is in your culture. And if you deny that, I gotta say, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. You can choose not to be that way, but it is in your nature.
Hey, look, I'm 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 mixed. I'm native and Irish and a few other things too. And my family line are very well known for violence. Very, very well. They're damn quick to violence. I've tried to train that out of myself, but sometimes I worry that I do it too much because it's needed.
Very
It is
true.
cultural. It is biological. It's it's in your family line, and some races are more uh, prone to do that than others. While they're all capable, and they all just might. Some are statistically speaking more likely to. And if you're denying that, there's nothing I can say for you. You're just a fucking idiot.
Well, I think it goes back to a lot of people want to deny their animal instincts. And when you try to erase that, it's just going to come back full force. You can't get rid of that primal instinct. It's impossible.
To avoid for to avoid forcing narrow morality onto sapient creatures. Okay, we all know, and I'm not. This isn't a slur or a jab. We all know. Uh, there's a good amount of black people that are violent. I believe man, woman, white, black. I believe we're all capable of being civil. We're all capable of being intelligent, and so on. But I'm not going to ignore the numbers either. I'm going to say you're capable, but part of that is your upbringing. Part of that is your family line. I mean, like I said, I'm not Mexican or black, and my family is greatly known for violence and crime.
Your family's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
It's the truth. I mean,
I'm
I'm not
probably the
trying to
most
be ugly, but
probably the most civil of them.
yeah,
So
you
my
are.
point is this isn't coming from a place of hating race. It's not. This is coming from logic, observation, and such.
Well, you have to be logical when it comes to things like this
Look at this.
because
They give a lecture here. Anti-colonial play, a problem worth fixing, a checklist for better stories, colonialism. Oh, I get tripped up on that word, but the short version. They
yeah,
dedicate a good amount of space to this.
I wouldn't read all that. If I had the book, I wouldn't read it.
Look, I'm reporting on it and I'm not reading it. I will leave it up here for a moment,
Oh,
so viewers can read it, pause, read it, whatever they got to do.
yeah, but this is just stupid. You play a game like Dungeons and Dragons to get away from all the things in everyday life that is messed up, fucked up, tore up from the ground up. You know, you
Escapism.
you don't play it to get more of the bullshit that you
Yeah,
see every
you
day.
don't get a group of people together and like, who's ready to get political?
Yeah, I mean, you just don't do that. It's just not a thing. And it's sad that Dungeons and Dragons has turned into this because it was,
Dandelions and dildos.
yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's just more pandering to the LGBTQ community. And I hate that term because it's not a community, it's a gang. That's all it is. If you don't believe the way they do, they're going to make your life miserable.